Kerry, this team has kind of struggled to start games in times. I think even home games, I think one of the 11 so far, you guys have led at halftime. What is it going to take to shift that mindset to where the team isn't quite putting itself in a hole from the start? We've seen at times when they do get the lead early, they've been able to hang on. So what does it take to flip that mindset a little bit?
Well, I would say first, thankfully the game is 90 minutes, right? And we've proven the ability to come back from games. But as you say, somewhat correctly, that as we go through the first half, we find ourselves in a negative state, right? So, and I mean that from the scoreboard. It's not necessarily that we come out of the gate so slow and the energy is low and we just don't know what's happening on the day. It's quite the opposite. I think even in this last game against Seattle, I think we started the game, the minutes of the game from the kickoff on in a decent way. Where I think we've lacked in the first half is the ability to gain control of the game. And sometimes that's with the ball and sometimes that's without the ball. Regardless, we have lost control at times in the first half. I don't think it's an energy. I don't think it's a mentality. I think it's an awareness of the group that the game is 90 minutes and you have to work your way into the game while maintaining control of it. In the second half, we've obviously proven our character, our mindset, our mentality to overcome. But I think it's a matter of having more control of the game from the first minutes through the end of the first half and bringing that into the second half.
Does that look like more possession, more of the ball in that sense? I know that's kind of one way you can exert control, but maybe how do you exert control over the game without the ball?
Well, I think without the ball, you don't concede as much space. And this group really wants to achieve. They want to be the protagonists, especially at home, and sometimes that results in extending ourselves too far. We step too far up the field at times at home because we want to achieve, we want to score, we want to impose our game on the opponent. And I think there's been a combination of that want in becoming slightly disorganized and the inability to sustain meaningful possession over the course of the first half. And so those two forces are at play, or those two components are contributing to us losing control of the game, both with and without the ball.
And then just injury update. I know we saw Robert Voloder was off the injury list. Understandable he wasn't quite on the match day roster yet. Where is he at in his return, and how much of a boost can he be to the back line?
Well, I think as I look at the injury report today, really happy that we only have two guys that are likely out for the weekend, Rosero and Tommy's still coming back from his reaction to the injection that he got into his abdominal area. So everyone else is ready to go, and whether it's Robert or anybody else that's available for selection on the weekend, we'll need all hands on deck to get the result.
I think contrary to the starts, it feels like after the 60th minute, you guys have been very strong. Like half your goals have come after the 60th minute. I think what is it about the 60th minute on that you guys have been able to take advantage of games?
Well, we know that the game isn't over until it's over, and we play every roll of the ball. And when we're put up against it, we've seen this group time and time again respond to the adversity. We have good attacking players. When we put the substitutes in the game, they have meaningful contributions. They're ready to go. So it's a credit to the mindset of the guys that don't necessarily start the game, but help us finish the game, not just in equalizing games, but in overcoming a negative deficit in the first half. So it's a mentality of the group that we won't quit until the end.
And this New York team's in the midst of a 4-game road stretch. They went into Orlando this week, and now they're going to come to Kansas City. I guess from your time being the coach, knowing the travel schedule, what do you expect from a situation like that where they're going to be a lot of travel recently?
2 myths in Major League Soccer over the history of my time. One is games in hand will result in, for sure, 3 points, which they don't. And the other one is playing on short rest. You'll likely have the physical advantage. But if I know anything about what's transpired in this league over my time in it, it is that a team that's coming off of an emotional win, even though they're tired, will likely push back very hard. And so we will have to take whatever that perceived advantage is and throw that out the window, because it's how you show up on the game day.
Kind of following with that, what do you expect from New York as far as their style and way of playing compared to yours?
I think New York is a very interesting team, and I say that from the idea that they have different ways in which they can build the game up, different ways they can punish you. They have very good players. Interestingly, playing on a baseball stadium as their home field, their games are a little bit tighter with the field space, but they still manage the ball well in that kind of space. So going on a bigger field in how they rotate players and move players around, and the flexibility that they have in their roster poses a very difficult challenge for us. And so as much as we are aware of that, it really comes down to us and how we perform on the day.
And with most players healthy and not suspended for any reason this time, I think, does it give you some more options and variety that you can throw out there?
I think so. We've already explored a few different things within the formation, within the setup, and within the starting lineup. And so that sort of flexibility the players are familiar with, and so it gives us a little bit more options. But at the end of the day, we have a set of principles in which we want to play on, regardless of who starts and what formation we play. And those are the things that we're going to be focused on as we enter the game.
I know at times you've brought on Santi late and had multiple strikers out there. It's been kind of entertaining to watch that. Is that something you're looking to get into maybe from a start or at a different point in the game?
I'd like to. We have, as I said earlier, we have a lot of good attacking options, and it's a matter of putting them in the areas of the field where they like to play and where they're most effective in the game. And so that does give some flexibility in terms of player selection. And we're leaning slowly and tempered in the way we evolve as the group. And so I think from including two strikers at the start, including a different formation, it's all on the table to be explored. And certainly we don't want to confuse the group or the intention or what we're trying to do, just to show that we can play in different ways.